All right, let's talk about a monster that's older than the universe itself. We're going to peel back the layers on a cosmic horror, an entity called Barbatos. And to really get who or what he is, we have to start with a story, a myth, really, about a creator, his workshop, and the thing he kept locked in the basement.
See, this isn't just some monster of the week story. It's a cosmic tragedy. To understand Barbados, you first have to understand the world forge. It's the place where universes are born, and as it turns out, where they go to die.
So let's wind the clock all the way back. Before he was a universe-ending threat, Barbados actually had a purpose, a really important, even sacred job in the grand scheme of things. He was a vital piece of the cosmic machine.
I want you to picture a god-like blacksmith, a being named Alpheus the World Forger. And he's standing at this cosmic anvil, literally hammering entire universes into existence. Every spark that flies from his hammer is a new reality, a perfect little statue born from the hopes and dreams of everything that could ever live.
But, creation is a messy process, right? For every stable, perfect world Alpheus created, there were countless others that were, well, just wrong. They were unstable, twisted, broken things, universes born from pure nightmare fuel. And you can't just let those poison the multiverse. So he cast them down into a great darkness below his forge. And that pit, that dark multiverse, that was Barbatos's home. He was made for one single divine purpose, to be the great beast of burden for the forge. You could think of him as a kind of cosmic recycling machine. His sacred duty was to patrol that darkness and devour those failed universes, those statues born from nightmares. He would consume them, crush them back down into their raw materials, fresh clay for the world forger to use all over again. So his whole predatory nature, it wasn't evil back then. It was absolutely essential. He was literally the faithful garbage disposal of the god.
So, of course, the big question is, what went wrong? How did this faithful servant become the ultimate villain? Well, like any great tragedy, it all started with a single moment of temptation.
And this is the moment everything changes. For eons, he did his job. But one day, he bit into a world that was so packed with pure darkness, so full of spite and malice, it didn't just break. It fought back. It whispered to him, and it planted a poisonous idea in his head. That destruction, not creation, was the real destiny of all things. It told him that he should be the master, not the servant. And just like that, the entire cosmic order came crashing down. After countless ages of loyal service, the Bragon was infected with this new hunger. He didn't just bite the hand that fed him, he turned around and devoured his own creator, Alpheus. And with the world forger gone, the fires of creation died out. The forge went dark. And in that act, his entire reason for being was completely inverted. He went from being the custodian of the dark to its absolute king. Instead of recycling those broken worlds, he let them pile up, letting them rot and fester. He was building an army of nightmares, a tower of dead realities he could use to claw his way up into the light. The recycling bin became a festering pit, a hungry sickness aimed right at the heart of the multiverse. Now, after this betrayal, Barbatos wasn't just some rogue monster anymore. Oh no, he became something far, far more terrifying. He became a fundamental force of nature, a god of entropy, the god of everything that was never supposed to exist. And when we call him the Great Dragon or the World Eater, you have to understand that's not a metaphor. It's his job description. His very being is designed to digest entire realities. He doesn't just smash a planet, he consumes its whole story, its narrative, its very existence. We're talking about a being powerful enough to go toe-to-toe with Superman and win. And maybe his scariest weapon is his voice. The stable multiverse is said to vibrate with a kind of cosmic music, while Barbatos projects the exact opposite, the anti-music. It's the sound of a billion failed worlds all screaming at once. It's a roar so powerful it can literally shatter the laws of physics. It's the sound that says, the story is over. Now, every dragon has a horde, right? But Barbatos doesn't care about gold. He collects broken heroes. At some point, he saw the symbol of the bat falling through time, and he claimed it for himself, becoming the Bat God. His greatest treasures, his horde, are the Dark Knights, these twisted nightmare versions of Batman from broken worlds, like the Batman Who Laughs or the Red Death.
Each one is a trophy, proof that even the best heroes can be broken. So how does a cosmic being like this, a god dragon, escape his prison? He couldn't just punch his way out. He needed a key. He needed a door. And for centuries, he orchestrated this incredibly patient, meticulous plan to forge that key out of the one hero he was obsessed with, the Batman. His plan was put into motion by a secret society you've probably heard of, the Court of Owls. To Barbados, they were his Judas tribe. For centuries, this ancient cult worshipped him as their bat god, working in the shadows, pulling strings, all to prepare the world for his grand arrival. And their plan was a slow burn, a ritual that took a lifetime. Over the entire course of Batman's career, the Owls secretly manipulated events to expose him to 5 very specific heavy metals, each one sourced from the dark multiverse. It wasn't random. Each metal acted like a note in some dark, cosmic chord, slowly and secretly tuning Batman's very soul to Barbatos's frequency. So what was the final result of all this? Batman's body was literally transformed. He became a living tuning fork, a conductor for the dark. And when the final metal was applied and his spirit was finally broken, he stopped being a man. He became a gateway, a living door. And in that final, chilling moment, Barbados steps right through the portal that used to be Batman. And what's the very first thing he does on Earth? He turns on his most loyal followers. He lets his army of nightmares completely consume the Court of Owls. I mean, why not? A dragon has no need for janitors once the door is already open. So, in the end, Barbados isn't just a monster you can punch. He's a philosophical threat. He represents the cold, hard certainty of entropy, that terrifyingly simple truth that everything eventually falls apart. Everything breaks, decays, and returns to nothing. He is the god of every story that was never meant to have a happy ending. And that leaves us with a really unsettling question, doesn't it? Barbatos's ultimate goal is to erase all stories, to bring about a final silence. So if he represents the inevitable end, what does that make our heroes? Are they really a defiance of that end? Or are they all just stories, waiting for their final page to be turned?